tonight on CTV, the upcoming election in Fort Collins.
Then how wildfire risk is increasing homeowners insurance for Colorado residents.
Finally, a traffic law you may not know you're breaking.
Good evening, Rams. My name is Bailey Borkowski.
And I'm Gabrielle Hibbits.
Fort Collins will elect a new mayor this November. With 7 candidates in the race, outgoing Mayor Jenny Arndt is not seeking a third term. Ballots will be mailed to registered voters in mid-October. This year marks a first for the city. The mayor's race will use ranked choice voting instead of just picking one candidate. Voters will rank them in order of preference. Several candidate forums have been held to help residents learn more before Election Day. Voters can return ballots by mail, drop box, or vote in person on November 4th.
Fire risk is fueling a steep increase in homeowners insurance for Colorado residents, making it some of the most expensive in the country. I spoke with 2 CSU experts about this issue and learned about how residents can protect their homes.
Increasing wildfire risk has resulted in a significant rise in home insurance costs in Colorado.
I was lucky in the past to hear 1 or 2 questions a year on wildfire and insurance and its effects, and I probably have 1 or 2 phone calls a month now.
Colorado residents in certain wildfire-prone areas are especially feeling the effects.
So kind of in these like WUI regions or at the like wildland urban interface along the Front Range where there's like high value properties that are in high risk areas.
And it's not just higher rates. Non-renewals are also going up in rural parts of the state, leaving many residents hanging. However, those who are struggling to secure insurance may be saved by the FAIR plan.
If you are unable to get insurance through the private market, you can now apply for a Colorado like FAIR policy, which is like property insurance provided through the state.
To avoid skyrocketing premiums or worse, losing coverage altogether, experts recommend proactive measures to protect your home.
Working on defensible space and reducing the immediate flammability of your home and the vegetation around it is one of the things that they can do.
So I think the main thing is to know the risk of your property, know what your homeowner's insurance policy says, and know your options for how you can lower your premium through like resiliency investments.
With wildfire risk rising, taking steps now could save homeowners thousands and possibly their homes.
Whether it's searching for ways to make your home less prone to wildfire or looking into the FAIR plan, there are ways for Colorado homeowners to make sure their home is protected.
Colorado drivers may not realize they're breaking a traffic law. Slowing down in the left lane on highways with speed limits of 65 miles per hour or more is illegal. The left lane is meant for passing slower vehicles. Motorists who stay there without overtaking can be cited by law enforcement. Violators may face fines and points on their license. State Patrol officials say the law helps prevent traffic buildup and reduces accident risks. Officials also remind drivers that it's not just a courtesy law, it's the law. Drivers are urged to keep right unless passing and to merge back safely to keep Colorado highways moving smoothly. But don't go anywhere, Rams. Right after the break, Gabrielle will be back to tell us how CSU is making waves as a national and global leader in sustainability.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here. But an awkward silence can be a great thing. It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl?
Oh,
you cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them. Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
national and global leader in sustainability. CSU has ranked as a top sustainable institution for 11 consecutive years and has now moved up to number 2 in the country and 3rd in the world. CSU has earned this prestigious honor by integrating sustainability into coursework, research, campus life, and operations. CSU plans to increase sustainability efforts even further with a goal to use electricity from 100% renewable sources by 2030 and reach carbon neutrality by 2040. Now off to weather with Aubrey.
I'm Aubrey Francis, your weather anchor. Let's take a look at the current conditions. Right now it is sunny at 72 degrees. The sun set at 6:39 p.m., humidity is at 36%, and the wind speed is 3 miles per hour headed southeast. This week we saw clear, bright blue skies with visible light wind. There wasn't much weather change in scenery this week, contrasting from the rainy and cloudy days that we've had. We also started to see the fall leaf change this week, making for a pleasant trip for classes for students. Looking at our overnight lows, headed down that I-25 corridor, we're looking at the high 40s and 50s with Denver at 56 degrees. Moving over to our eastern plains, low 40s to 50s with Burlington at 52 degrees and Lamar at 49 degrees. And finally, our western slopes dropping significantly to the low 30s and high 50s with Grand Junction our highest tonight at 57 degrees and Alamosa at 35, our lowest tonight. Looking at tomorrow, we're going to have sun with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 53 degrees. Our sun is going to set 1 minute earlier at 6:38 p.m. Humidity is at 40% and the wind speed is a little high with 10 miles per hour headed southeast. Looking at our 5-day forecast, we have a variety of weather this week with thunderstorms on Saturday, clouds Sunday through Tuesday, and sun on Wednesday. Our highs are going to range from the high 50s to high 70s, with Saturday our highs at 77 degrees and our lows staying consistent in the low 40s. That's all I have for you tonight, Rams, but coming up next is going to be Robert talking about our midterms as students wind down to get whatever help they need from the Writing Center.
Thanks, Aubrey. As midterms wind near, students look to get help wherever they can. Some of that help comes from a cove tucked away in the basement of Eddy Hall. It's October, which means it's time for colorful leaves, pumpkin spice drinks, and studying for midterms. Students who are assigned large writing projects find solace in the basement of Eddy Hall. That is because that is where the University Writing Center is.
We are here to help basically in any way, in any capacity. We do have 2 different locations, and if you're not able to make it in person, we also offer online consultations. The University Writing Center is open for most of the academic year to provide oversight on most writing. Such a service is something a lot of students feel the need to seek out. We usually get a huge increase within our appointments that are made, whether it's, they're making it ahead of time online, or we do see an increase in walk-ins coming in. Midterms and finals can be a stressful time for students, especially busy ones. The staff tailors their advice to deal with student stress and what is written under it. It's touching base with the writer of exactly where they're at. So how do they feel about a particular project? How do they feel like they've met the purpose and goals of what they're doing? Many of the consultants are new to advising for the Writing Center, but the first several weeks have given them time to adjust to the incoming midterm rush. They've been doing such a good job at, accommodating different writers' needs and being able to kind of switch the consultations to what the writer wants and what they're looking for, because no one consultation is going to look the same. With all of the midterm writing students will be doing in the coming weeks, there is a small corner of campus for them to write a better draft. Robert Sides, CTV.
The Writing Center in the basement of Eddy Hall is open Monday to Thursday from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. And remember, Rams, midterms are only a few weeks away. That's it from me. Now back to Bailey on the desk.
Well, good news for food lovers in Fort Collins. Every restaurant inspected this past week passed its health check. The Larimer County Health Department rates restaurants on a 3-tier scale: pass, re-inspection required, or closed. All locations came back with a pass rating between September 24th and September 30th. Spots like La Barada is number 2, the Rec Room and and Hacienda Real made the list, plus dozens of dining options on the CSU campus, including Aspen Grill, Panda Express, and Ramskeller. No restaurants in Larimer County were required to close or even schedule a re-inspection.
Two Starbucks stores in Fort Collins permanently closed on September 27th, resulting in job losses. Both locations, one at 3617 South College Avenue and one at 112 West Laurel Street, had signs posted in their windows leading up to the closure. The closures are part of a national shutdown of stores. Starbucks CEO Brian Nickel told employees on September 25th that Starbucks will close around 1% of their locations in North America and cut about 900 jobs as a part of its Back to Starbucks transformation strategy, a national strategy aimed at improving the Starbucks business model.
Living with someone you don't know on the other side of the wall is hard, especially if you don't know how to be a good roommate. The first thing that you'll want to do to be a good roommate is make sure that you always stay quiet. Be considerate of others when using common spaces and appliances.
Hey buddy, what you doing?
I'm just gonna need like 40 minutes. Be respectful of your roommate's privacy. Ugh, my bad. Finally, make sure that you clean up after yourself. Oh, fresh toothbrush.
Have you seen my toothbrush?
Follow these tips to get along with your roommates and your landlord.
I'm Greta Sturgis, the content editor for College Avenue magazine. We're a lifestyle magazine dedicated to telling stories that connect to CSU and the Fort Collins community. Our coverage spans everything from local businesses and culture to cannabis and student life. Inside our newest edition, the Green Edition, you'll find stories on eco-friendly fashion, outdoor adventures, and sustainability-related initiatives around our city. You can pick up a copy around campus or read it online at collegeavmag.com, or for more day-to-day information, follow us on social media with @collegeavmag. Don't go anywhere, Rams. After the break, Payton will fill us in on the latest Colorado State football news.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here. But an awkward silence can be a great thing. It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them. Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Happy Thursday, CTV. I'm your sports anchor, Payton Barill, here to fill you in on the latest Colorado State football news. On Saturday, September 27th, the Rams hosted their state pride game against the Washington State Cougars. With a 5:30 in the evening kickoff, students and fans filed into Canvas Stadium to hopefully break the Rams' existing losing streak. Right off the bat, heads were turned and all eyes were put on Jackson Brusso, who made his first career start over quarterback Braden Fowler-Nicolosi. With Nicolosi on the bench, plenty of conversation was sparked, and fans were interested to see how this change under center would impact the game. I got the chance to talk to some students to get their opinions and first impressions of Brusso and his on-field presence.
I think it was cool to see some new faces on the offense. I know it sucks to get benched in a football game, but it's good to see new things, try out new positions. But
Following the game's start, the Rams were quick to put some points on the scoreboard with a 50-yard field goal from kicker Isaiah Hankins. Unfortunately, this momentum was shut down just minutes later by Washington State. Receiving a 35-yard pass from Zevi Eckes, wide receiver Jeremiah Noga scored a touchdown, followed by a good kick from Jack Stevens. Not long after, Stevens scored again on a 37-yard field goal to put the Cougars up 10-3 going into the second quarter. Here, the Rams continued to struggle offensively and were unable to score any more points. This trend unfortunately continued through the end of the game, which ended 20-3. Following the loss, a post-game conference was held to hear from both players and Coach Jay Norvell. Here's what O-lineman Aaron Karras had to say about the Rams' offensive performance.
Jackson played a pretty good game tonight, As an offense, we didn't really help them out. No, we need a lot of improvement across the board, is all I'll say.
Knowing where they need to improve, the Rams are looking to move forward by completing their drives and executing their offensive plays. Outside linebacker Jacques Evans emphasized how the team plans to keep morale high while working on their X's and O's.
We're not giving up on our goals. It's highs and lows in football. You take the highs and you take the lows and you keep your chin up and you keep playing. So that's kind of one of the things as a leader, as I'm preaching to the boys, is we're a good football team and we're gonna continue to be a good football team as long as we stand together and not getting off track, worried about what the outsiders say or what somebody think about our football team when we've been grinding all winter, all summer to display our talent and everything.
Now turn their attention to a road game tomorrow at San Diego State. Looking to shake off the recent struggles and find the rhythm, CSU will play their first conference game of the season. You can tune into on CBS Sports Network or on Rams Radio. That's all for sports tonight, but I will see you next week for more. Up next, we'll be back on desk.
Have you ever wondered what gaslighting really means? CTV anchor Karma Robbins went to a CSU event this week where attendees learned about gaslighting from a different perspective of how we normally describe in the younger generations. Colorado State University hosted What is Gaslighting and How Do We Decide? Yesterday afternoon in the university ballroom, philosophy professor Dr. Kay Abramson explained how we decide what counts as gaslighting and why the term matters in our everyday interactions. Her 2024 book on gaslighting has been praised by the New York Times and the New Yorker. Attendees of all ages were welcome, some being alumni who loved the talk.
And I think that the term was a little better defined because today I think it's just kind of thrown around.
Attendees left saying the event was eye-opening. Dr. Abramson offered a fresh perspective on gaslighting, showing that it is more complex than we usually think and giving everyone new tools to understand their interactions.
ArtFest returned to Colorado State University yesterday. The Department of Art and Art History hosted its 4th annual Art Fest on Wednesday, October 1st. The event ran from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Visual Arts Building. Students explored studio spaces, created art, and met with faculty. There were also opportunities to learn about study abroad programs, student clubs, and other resources on campus.
I think ArtFest really just shows the arts community. We really just spend a whole day to shut down all art classes and give people a space to just come in and explore new things.
In the Art and Art History department were canceled to let students take part in the celebration. ArtFest is expected to continue as a popular event on campus in years to come.
Now, this was such a cool experience. On Instagram, I saw people doing blindfolded pottery. I was like, that was so cool.
Interesting. That sounds really challenging, but
So
also
challenging.
really fun.
Really
I want to try that.
I've tried pottery once, awful at it. But maybe blindfolded, I'll be really great at it.
Yeah, you never know. It'd be a cool experiment. But that's all we have for you tonight, Rams.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel for more content. Thank you for tuning in, and stay safe and have a great weekend.